In this lesson, we're going to look at completing the square. Our objective, understand the process of completing the square. This is a process of turning general form into vertex form. And the reason that we want to do that is it helps us identify the vertex. It also helps us identify the roots, as once it's in vertex form, it's much easier to solve for roots. Our vocabulary: complete the square, adding a constant to create a perfect square trinomial. Basically, we create something that can be written as a square. Perfect square, number that is equal to the square of an integer. So something simple, a perfect square is something like 4, which 2 squared makes 4, or negative 2 being squared makes 4. So it gives us that perfect square. So 4 would be a perfect square. 16, 25, 9. There's a lot of them. We just need to use those. So now I'm going to take you through the process of completing the square for something like this. The first thing that we need to do is, it always makes it easier in my view, is to move our c value. Okay, the reason for this is we want to focus on this part right here, the x squared plus 10x. What we want to do is we want to complete the square, and to complete the square we need to figure out the value that goes in this box. So what we do is we take x squared, put it here, and that comes from x and x. Makes sense. Then we take this b value, the positive 10x, and we cut it in half. So positive 10 becomes positive 5, and positive 5, so we get 5x here and 5x here. 5x and 5x make 10x. So we cut it in half. Then what we do is we figure out what goes in this box. We take positive 5 times positive 5, we get 25. If you notice, 25 is a perfect square. What we can do with this 25 is add it to both sides, because we need to keep our equation balanced. So that's now going to create y plus 14, because negative 11 and positive 25 make positive 14. And then what we've got is we have this perfect square trinomial. Well, instead of writing it as a trinomial, we're going to write it in the factored version. So we have x plus 5 times x plus 5. Well, that can be written much simpler as x plus 5 squared. Okay, this still isn't in vertex form. What we need to do is move the 14 back over. So our end result is y equals x plus 5 squared minus 14. This is now in vertex form. You should be able to identify the vertex, and if need be, we could put 0 in for y and solve for the roots. Let's try it again. I'm going to go a little bit quicker on this one. So I'm going to move the 3. Okay, we now need to know what to add to both sides. We take our negative 4, this one's got a minus sign, so we need negative 4, this is going to be negative 2x. And to get that negative 2x, we need negative 2 on the outsides. Negative 2 and negative 2 make positive 4, so we have to add 4 to both sides. Okay, this is going to be x minus 2 times x minus 2. So x minus 2 squared is another way to write it. And move our 7. Again, vertex form, we can identify the vertex, put 0 in for y, and we can solve for the roots. Our last one's a little tricky, so I wanted to show you it. I'm going to go through the same process, except because of the a value being a 2, it's going to be a little bit different, so please watch that. Okay, because of that 2, we don't want the 2. So we're going to pull that out, and we're going to go like this. We're going to go x squared plus 6x, because when we distribute the 2, we would get 2x squared and 12x. I left a little space because we have to add something to this. We're going to use the x squared plus 6x, not the 2x squared. Cut the 6x in half. 3 times 3 makes 9. So we're going to add 9 to both sides. Except we're not actually going to add 9. We're going to add 9 inside the parentheses, which means we have to times it by 2. So 9 times 2 is 18 gets added to the other side. So it's very tricky because of the parentheses. That changes that number. We've got to take this times that. These two have to multiply to give us that one there. So this will be this is x plus 3 squared. Get that from x plus 3 times x plus 3 over here. Okay, so that's x plus 3 squared. Now just move our 25. And again, we have vertex form, so we could identify the vertex or put 0 in for y and find the roots. This has been completing the square. If there's any part of this that you didn't understand or you need to watch again, make sure you pause, rewind, and rewatch, and bring any questions to class. Thank you.